I'm Ashley Scott, and today we're talking about hybrid IT and everything as a service as great approaches for achieving workload mobility and IT sustainability. I'm joined today by Satish Anupindi, Senior Director of Product Management for HPE GreenLake. Hi, Satish. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. We'll start off by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role and how you began your work on IT sustainability.
Sure. I've been in product management space for the last maybe 15, 20 years. Most of the work I've been doing is around building products and bringing them to market. The HP journey with respect to sustainability is interesting. It started off as an innovation project within HP as part of the innovation pipeline that we have. Once we got the innovation pipeline going, and especially around sustainability, we saw traction with the customers, the few pilot customers that we ran this with. We got significant traction, and then at that point in time, we decided that, hey, maybe we should just roll this out for a broader audience. And coupled with the fact that as a company, HP is heavily invested in attaining sustainable goals, and it's front and center both on Antonio's agenda and the rest of the management chain. So in that sense, it was an easy buy-in from the management chain to get this going out of the industry.
Great, thank you. So you talk to customers directly in your role. What are you hearing? What are customers telling you? What are they asking for?
So that's an interesting one, because depending upon the customers that are in the different geographies, if you look at the European customers in the EU especially, they are much more aligned and kind of pretty much caught up with the latest regulations, if you will, in the sustainability space in terms of ESG mandates and regulation requirements. There, the conversation we tend to have with customers is vastly different about how do I meet my sustainable goals? How do I get my carbon footprint reduction or some of those KPIs? In the North American side of the equation, if you look at it, the discussion mostly revolves around, hey, cost of energy. What does it take to run my data center in an optimal way where I can reduce the per unit price I pay to run a particular compute instance or workload on the data center. So the conversations both are interesting and they both converge at some level, but the way you approach this is slightly different depending upon the market you are in. One is more of a cost saving centric, and one is more of a ESG mandate and regulatory compliance centric.
Okay, that makes sense. So what are they saying are the biggest challenges or the biggest barriers as they strive to achieve those sustainability goals?
I think the biggest thing you'll see is this. Incidentally, I was talking to a customer, I think last week in Europe. The way they have today is they have people, the manpower thrown at it, literally, 3 or 4 analysts cranking reports, pulling data from various data sets and trying to munch them all together. The sad part is this: despite all the manpower and time spent, the issues most customers face is the CIO, in this case, cannot stand behind those numbers because the accuracy of the data is not guaranteed, especially label a couple on top of it, the fact that it is manually generated and there is not enough check and balance in place. It's not auditable. It's not you cannot attribute a particular device saying that, hey, this came from this device and what does it look like. What customers are really looking for is a way they can audit what's coming out of these systems. It should be automated, and it should be something the CIO or the executives can stand behind, because these numbers do get reported at the board level. So these are some of the core challenges that we hear from our customers when we talk to them.
So what approaches can these customers take then to overcome those challenges?
So that's a great one. This is where the power of the GreenLake Cloud comes into place, right? The platform instantly brings all a data center networking, storage, and compute, all of them together in one place. For a particular data center that has services across, be it Aruba Central for networking, computer storage, all these are managed on the GreenLake platform, which means effectively we can see all these devices. And because these are HP devices, we are accurately able to pull out metrics in terms of power usage, whatever be it, from these devices and actually come up with what the carbon emission and the carbon footprint looks like for each of these devices. And we can aggregate them across sites, data centers, and a bunch of hosts of other factors. So that's the power of the platform. Having all these services enabled on the platform really gives us a leg up in terms of pulling this data together. And of course, it's auditable, it's verifiable, it can be verified. And of course, customers love that fact.
Yeah, maybe talk a little bit more about the benefits then that they actually see that come to fruition with using HPE GreenLake then. Is it having the metrics centralized? Maybe talk a bit about those benefits.
Absolutely. So I think that to my earlier point, the fact that all these services are enabled on the platform is a significant lift for our customers. They're able to see all their assets in one place, which, believe it or not, is one of the biggest problems most customers face. In the public cloud, you don't care about this, but in the private cloud, that is not the case. In the private cloud, you need to know where your assets are, what workloads are running on them, and what are the costs around these workloads. On top of it, you need to label in your cooling and heating costs as well, depending upon where you are. Now, the ability to pull all this information through APIs and present them all as KPIs on the platform for sustainability is a huge advantage for customers. And that is where the platform comes in.
Perfect. Thank you. So, how is AI impacting the customer's ability to reach their goals of IT sustainability?
Absolutely. So I think AI is the thing that's pretty much front and center in a lot of customers' minds. While many customers are trying pilots out or trying proof points, there is also enough demand in terms of what does it look like to scale and move to the production environments. Some of the issues that we've heard and seen customers is this. So the GPUs and TPUs incidentally tend to use a lot of power and generate a lot of heat. So all these are critical factors that are front and center in customers' mind. There are ways to get around some of these things, but not all of them. For instance, running the model itself, retraining, if you will, or training, that can be done in off-cycle times when the power demands are not high because it's not mission critical. You don't need to run that now. But stuff like inferences, for example, which are real time, that cannot be parked into place and time where your power usage is low or whatever be it. So in the AI workloads, the challenges are magnified many folds, but there are some opportunities where you can kind of streamline some of these things, but they're very limited, to be honest.
So, how would you suggest customers get started on their journey for achieving IT sustainability?
Sure. I think like we always say within the product management team, you want to crawl, walk, and run. The best way you would want to go about this is start with the GreenLake platform. The thing that you get right out of the bat is any service that you consume on the GreenLake platform. That automatically means that you get to see Aruba networking devices, you get to see your compute, and you get to see your storage. So these two things are given right out of the bat on the platform. Once you get this thing, what you want to do is you want to kind of start reaching out to the public cloud. It's a hybrid world where customers tend to have workloads running not only on-prem, but also in the cloud. We see oftentimes run into customers who have workloads running in AWS, GCP, Google Cloud, or for that matter, Azure. So with HPE's Sustainability Insight Center, you can bring them all together in one place. You get to see your public cloud information now. You get to see your compute, storage, and Aruba networking. And of course, you also see a third-party data centers assets from it could be compute, storage, or whatever be it. And finally, you can also, with the help of APIs and integrations, pull in HVAC and also your heating and cooling information into SIC.
Very, very good. Well, thank you, Satish. So super helpful for our audience watching. And thank you for joining us today. Please contact your HPE or partner sales representative to learn more about how you can get started with HPE.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.